Hello everybody, once again, welcome to SFF180. It is Monday, the 9th of February, and you know what that means. It is time, once again, for the mailbag. Half a dozen items in the mail last week, so we're going to get through these pretty efficiently, and I hope all of you had a really lovely week last week. Today in Austin, it is bright and sunny, and if you can't tell from the sunlight streaming through the window here, and kind of hot outside, actually. So I hope that's what it's like where you guys are. And if, on the other hand, you are stuck in the midst of icy, snowy winter, well, haha. But hey, whatever the weather is like, wherever you are, it is always a good day for reading, is it not? So, this first package here is from Tor. All right, and this is one I've been a little bit intrigued about ever since I started hearing some buzz about it. This is a debut novel from somebody named Randy Henderson. It's called Fin Fancy Necromancy, and it is described as a darkly funny urban fantasy, so let's see what it's all about. Okay then, let's see what makes this so darkly funny. 25 years ago, Fin Grimere, one of those, was famed for the crime of dark necromancy, and at the age of 15, exiled to the other realms. As soon as he gets back, things start going wrong, and he finds himself once more accused of a crime he isn't guilty of. Now, he has just 3 days to prove he's mostly innocent to the arcane enforcers, and he's got just his family, another former exile, and his zany neighbor to back him up. Fen has to fend off witches, fight a Sasquatch, haggle with gnomes, find a date for his brother, and figure out who in his family is lying to him. Faced with enemies who don't respond to sarcasm and snark, Fen will have to draw on his talent for speaking to the dead, when all he really wants to do is catch up on 25 years of music and pop culture and movies. He still can't wait to see Star Trek 4. Alright, so as you can see, this is high literature that demands to be taken incredibly seriously. But Fin Fancy Necromancy comes out from Tor tomorrow on the 10th. Okay, this is another one from Penguin Random House, or Random Penguin. Okay, and they're a little bit late getting this one to me, but it's the Galaxy game by Karen Lord, which is already out in stores. And this was one on my 15 and 15 list. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and do it. I'm already starting to hear kind of mixed reviews on this one. Some people are saying it's not quite as good as The Best of All Possible Worlds, which was her last novel, but still very much worth looking forward to, I think. The game is a standalone story featuring characters from The Best of All Possible Worlds. One of these characters is Rafi, a student at a school for superhuman psychic abilities, who travels the universe with an intergalactic sports team and encounters strange new worlds and alien cultures. On the verge of adulthood, Rafi attends the Lyceum, a school for the psionically gifted. Rafi possesses mental abilities, that might benefit people or control them. Some wish to help Rafi wield his powers responsibly, others see him as a threat to be contained. Rafi's only freedom at the Lyceum is wall running, a game of speed and agility played on a vast vertical surface riddled with variable gravity fields. And then there are a couple of other students that Rafi interacts with. But in any event, all of these students and their wall running skills apparently are going to be brought to bear in some sort of galactic crisis. But anyway, so yeah, it sounds like while it's not a young adult book, it's got young adult protagonists, and could be a lot of fun. But anyway, the Galaxy game from Karen Lord is now out from Del Rey. Alright, now I've said in the past, and I feel kind of bad about this because I get a whole lot of small press queries, and I don't always have an opportunity to answer them all. But this is one where the author got in touch with me, and I thought the book looked really interesting. But this is called The Emancipation of B. The author is Jennifer Kavanaugh, and I think I'm going to have to open it up to see what it's all about, because there's no actual, sell sheet with it. Well, it doesn't even give much of a synopsis, although I remember something very interesting in the actual letter. So, pro tip here, small pressers, go ahead with the plot synopsis on the back. It doesn't hurt anything, kind of helps. But in any event, it says, B is not a child of his time. As an outsider, he hides his secrets well. Freedom is all he dreams of, but when it comes at last, it is in the most unexpected way and at a considerable cost. That's all you get. This is actually a fairly short, as you can see, about 140 pages, so it's actually, a novella or a short novel. But anyway, it is out now from Roundfire Books, small press imprint. Author is Jennifer Kavanaugh. Thanks for sending this, Jennifer. Okay, what do we have here? And another big Tor package. This is a book called Deadspots. The author is Rhiannon Frater, and it comes out from Tor tomorrow on the 10th. It says it is a nail-biting, bone-chilling original horror story, exactly what the genre needs. And back here on the back it says that it's reminiscent of both The Stand and Swan Song, but given a unique spin and told in a very different voice. So I guess the idea is a kind of apocalyptic horror. Let's see. In Deadspots, dreams become reality, terror knows your name, and nightmares can kill. The stillbirth of Mackenzie's son destroyed her marriage. Grieving, Mac reluctantly heads for her childhood home to seek refuge with her mother, who constantly reminds her of life's dangers. Way to be upbeat, Mom. In an instant, Mac's life is impacted while driving across Texas and hitting a deer. Mac arrives in a dead spot, a frightening place that lies between the worlds of the living and the dead. If they can control their imaginations, people can literally bring their dreams to life, but most are besieged by fears and nightmares which pursue them relentlessly. Mackenzie's mother and husband haunt her, driving her to the precipice of illusionary madness. Okay, that's kind of an odd way to put it. Mac does find an ally named Grant, in the Deadspots, I guess, and together they forge a pact to escape this place where terror roams free. As the true horrors of the Deadspots are slowly revealed, Mackenzie realizes that time is running out, but exits from the Deadspots are nearly impossible to find and defended by things almost beyond imagination. So, if you're in a mood for nightmarish horror, well, you're going to get some tomorrow. Deadspots by Rhiannon Frater. And one from HarperCollins. Okay, this is sort of bringing it back to the old SFF realm. It's a book called Beyond Redemption. This is an arc for a title that comes out June 16th from Harper Voyager. And it's by Michael R. Fletcher, whom they describe as a new voice in fantasy, and says he envisions a dark, twisted world in his standalone novel Beyond Redemption. Let's see. Beyond Redemption is one of the most enthralling fantasy worlds I've ever encountered, says the publicist. Synopsis right here. When belief defines reality, those with the strongest convictions, the crazy, the obsessive, the delusional, have the power to shape the world. Well, that's not unlike our world already. And someone is just mad enough to believe he can create a god. Violent and dark, the world is filled with the Geisteskranken men and women whose delusions manifest. Well, there you go. That's a very Teutonic name. Sustained by their own belief and the beliefs of those they can around them, they can manipulate their surroundings. For the high priest Koenig, that means creating order out of the chaos in his city-state, leading his believers to focus on one thing, helping a young man, Morgan, ascend to become a god they can control. Trouble is, there are many people who would go to great lengths to see a god in their thrall, including the high priest's own doppelgangers, a slaver no one can resist, and 3 traveling reprobates, led by possibly the only sane man left. As these forces converge on the boy, I guess that would be Morgan, there's one more obstacle. Time is running out, because as the delusions become more powerful, they also become harder to control. The fate of the Geisteskranken is to inevitably find oneself in the afterdeath, where commonly held belief dictates that anyone you've killed must serve you eternally. The question then is, who will rule there? Okay, I hope you got all that. But in any event, this is appears to be a pretty dark and new epic fantasy world, created by Michael R. Fletcher. It comes out in June, Beyond Redemption. Let me know in the comments. And the final package today is another one from HarperCollins. Okay, they're arcing me pretty heavily here. This book is called Positive. The author is David Wellington. This one, it says, comes out April 21st. A genre-bending book that is part Justin Cronin and part Guillermo del Toro. Wellington has created a genre-bending book that is part Justin Cronin and part Guillermo. He has created a genre-bending book that is part Justin Cronin and part Guillermo del Toro. Positive mixes the explosive action of Mad Max with sweeping storytelling, engaging human characters, and incisive social commentary. Finnegan's life is nothing special. Living in the ruins of New York City, he spends his days scavenging for food and supplies, respecting but not really understanding the first generation's fear of the threat of zombies and their longing for their old way of life. Yes, it's a zombie novel. Gotcha. But anyway, as a second-generation citizen, born after zombies overran the country and then were beaten back, he has only known the world as it is, devastated, but New York hasn't seen a zombie in years. Until one day the infection rears its ravenous head and Finn learns in the most horrible way possible he's a carrier for the virus. Marked with a tattoo on his hands, identifying him as a positive, he's exiled from the city, sent to a special facility in Ohio for those like him while he waits out the virus's incubation period. If he's still human in 2 years, he can return. Okay, that's a bit of a new spin on zombie lore, but Finn's escort is attacked before he can even reach them. He's left alone to find his way across an America transformed, populated by heroes, villains, and madmen. And though zombies are everywhere, Finn discovers that the real danger may be his fellow humans. Well, that's not such a new idea, but in any event, yeah, zombie horror again. Apocalyptic fiction. with a few new spins on it, it sounds like, from David Wellington. This is out April 21st from Harper Voyager. And that is it for this week, gang. So let me know, fire up the comments, let me know which of these books looks most interesting to you, as always, which I ought to prioritize in the review queue. As usual, leave a like if you enjoyed watching, share this video, of course, and above all, please subscribe. That is how this channel grows. I think we are literally within about 50 people from crossing that 1,000 threshold. So hit that button, by all means. And until I see you guys next time, thanks again for watching. Happy reading.